So just to see a little bit of the other side being done as well. I don't know how well you can see from that angle, but I have to do for the moment. So yeah, here I am, Martin Modal Musical Machines. In case you haven't been following along, this is a 1979 Les Paul KM model, standard, which was dipped in black lacquer. I was tasked and privileged with the project of restoring her to her beauty. Found out it was a tobacco burst finish after I had removed a lot of the black lacquer that was all over it. You could see, you know, some of the original finish underneath it. It's really kind of interesting. It was fun. It's kind of like doing a art forensics job or something. Pretty entertaining, really. And now I'm just cleaning up the binding. Now, again, I didn't use tape on this because I wanted to leave as much binding on it for me to remove now. So that's why I didn't clean it up beforehand and then tape it before doing the finish. If there's a little, you know, touch-up work to do after I'm done with this, it's relatively easy to do. But this way, I maintain as much of the material on there as I can, remove as little as possible. But if I leave it still up a little here, it just makes it quite a lot easier to get it off and get a nice clean line along the neck where the wood meets the binding. And if I can get away with not having to do any touch-up work, hey, I like that. It's a little tricky right up in here, because everything flattens out, so I don't have as much of a curve to play. You know, the wood curves away from the binding, right? So it's easy to, not easy, but you know, you get a particular angle and you can just go on it. But now we've gotten flat, so it becomes darn near impossible to do that. So in this area, I just have to get right up here. Now, if this was new, then the binding would be sitting up proud of where the wood is, and so, again, it would be relatively easy to do that. Just, you know, run along there, you've got a nice clean line. But as it is, I have to try to do this like so. At this point, there's probably 8 repair guys out there going, "Dude, you can do it this way about 80 times faster," and you're probably right. In fact, it would really surprise me if there weren't a lot of guys who could do this better, faster than me. It's not really my specialty. And as far as, I mean, repair and restoration guys, I have just a huge amount of respect, because, you know, somebody with 20, 25, 30 years of experience doing this, they've seen everything. They've seen every problem you can come up against. They don't have the luxury of some of the creative mistake making that I can do in starting with a new guitar, because, you know, I mean, you know, this is someone's baby. They can't do any mistake making or creative or otherwise. It has to be right, and it's just a different mindset. Alright, I will have to do a little touching up right there, but that's kind of why I did that at this stage of the game. Because after this, had I not had any touch-ups to do, I could have gone straight to clear lacquer, just the clear, you know, coats. I'm not coloring the back of this. I don't believe that they were. I saw several examples where it's just, you know, the natural mahogany, and I love the way that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. But because I need to do this touch-up, I'm doing the same thing that I used to spray the burst. I'll just use the little airbrush thing that I did, and it dries really quickly. And so actually within an hour or so I ought to be able to go ahead and spray that clear lacquer. But meanwhile, let's do the touch-up. And here are the little touch-ups that I just did, right down in there. Turned out that it works a lot better if I have it sitting up rather than lying sideways. And these will have to dry. Unfortunately, it's getting a little late. I wanted to be shooting clear coats today. But once again, we find patience is a virtue, and I get to do that tomorrow. At any rate, it's starting to really come together and look good. Looks like a Les Paul now, huh? Awesome. Alright, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.